Good morning. Please rise in body or spirit and join us for singing our opening song, Keep on Moving Forward. Gonna keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Never turning back. Never turning back. Gotta keep on moving proudly. Gonna keep on singing loudly. Keep on singing loudly. Never turning back. Never turning back. Gonna keep on loving boldly. Gonna keep on loving boldly. Keep on loving boldly. Never turning back. Never turning back. Gonna keep on moving forward. Gonna keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Never turning back. Never turning back.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Mount Diablo Unitarian Universalist Church. I'm Reverend Rodney Lemery, and my pronouns are he and him. For those of you visiting with us this morning, a big welcome. We're really glad that you've chosen to spend some time in your week with us here in the sanctuary or in Borton Hall if you need a little more space, or perhaps even on live stream. Let's everyone wave to the people online. Wave. Hey, y'all. Glad that we're all here together. If this happens to be one of the times that you are back to campus for the first time in a while, thank you very much for being here. And for those of you online, we hope that you'll join us for a virtual coffee hour, which will be held for 15 minutes after the service so that you can say hello to the people you have hopefully been chatting with on YouTube. If you are visiting with us, we hope that you sign a visitor's card, either virtually or at our rainbow table at the end of the service in Borton Hall. And for those of you ready to join in membership to this wonderful congregation and community, the opportunity to sign our membership book is the first service in January. For those of you who need a listening ear, our pastoral listener will be here on campus this morning, and you'll be able to identify them later on today in our offertory next to the water column. And if you come up, just engage with them and let them know you could use a listening ear. As far as announcements go, I have one big one. It's the Congregational Forum that will go out on video on January 21st, followed then by a congregational meeting on the following Sunday, January 28th. And this is in regards to bylaw changes and other matters of importance. So we hope that you will view the video and also attend the meeting on the 28th. And as always, welcome to this wonderful community. It is really good to be together. Yes.
Good morning. I'm Andrew Oswald, a member of your Board of Trustees, and my pronouns are he and him. Welcome to our service. Mount Diablo Unitarian Universalist Church is a welcoming faith community. We begin our services by reading our mission together. We bring to life our Unitarian Universalist values as we seek truth and work for justice, nurture compassion and courage, reach out to each other and to our larger community of faith, bridge the divisions that wound the human family, transform ourselves and our world. With many communicable things going around, our expectation is that those who are on campus are feeling well. We hope you listen to the special message lovingly prepared by Board Treasurer Sharon Solstice, and thanks for considering MDUUC in your end-of-year giving. And welcome. It's good to be together.
And in the spirit of celebrating this past year with one another, maybe I invite you all to greet one another and say, I'm glad you're here.
Good morning. I'm Yvonne Strachek, and my pronouns are she and her. I come today to light our chalice in faith, in despair, in joy, and in sorrow. In this river of life that holds us all, bringing us newness each moment. Contemporary poet James Cruz advises, watch for the glimpses and glimmers that ripple through this world. So fast they come like gusts of wind, parting the seed heads of rye grass, turning a field into the sea as you pass. Find delight in the slight flutter of a mottled red leaf, floating raft-like in the bird bath, a sign that you are not alone, that the ones you've loved and lost are still reaching through from the other side to stay in touch. Feel them close by, in each rustling of the rusted out cinnamon fern when nothing else stirs, or in a sudden turn of clouds that allows the sun to pour through bare trees, like honey pulled from some unseen hive, spilling everywhere at your feet. I light our sacred chalice this morning in affirmation of such holy glimmerings coming to us in every moment.
Good morning. It's great to be here with all of you today. My name is Wes Van Henne, and my pronouns are he, him, and his. Today is the last day of 2023. It's December 31st. It's the last day of a long, very eventful year. I could just have gone to the internet and researched for many good and bad things that happened in 2023. I am sure I would found beautiful and touching stories that the media highlighted for a day or so, and that it stayed in our memories for a couple days or even a few days. Of all of that we would find in the internet would be mostly negative and sad news. Wars that continues, wars that got started this year, mass shootings all over this country, natural disasters all over the world. Unfortunately, that is what stays in the media for days and weeks. Bad, sad, and negative news. We are constantly bombarded by this negative news, every day for days and weeks. It is hard to stay positive throughout so many of this type of news, and yet, we manage to go on with our lives day after day, crossing the days off on the calendar and making plans for the future. So, on December 31st of every year, we cross that last day off on the calendar, hanging on the wall or the refrigerator. And we all hope that January 1st, the next day, is a better and brighter day for us, for those whom we love, and for the world. Many people like to make New Year's resolutions on this day with plans and expectations of changing something, some behavior, some attitude, for the better and good. And we pray and hope for the world to do the same and also change for the good and for the better. There are many different traditions around the world that goes on December 31st every year. Mine, growing up in Brazil, was picking up colors to wear on this day that symbolizes many good things. It was like wishing and hoping for a better year by wearing colors in our clothing, that the new year would bring us an abundance the day after today. Some examples of wearing colored clothes on December 31st in Brazil are wearing white, wishing for peace, which means wishing for peace. Yes, I just said that. Yellow means prosperity. Green, health. Blue, harmony. We need that. Purple, spirituality. Red, love. Orange, energy. And the list goes on. I guess that no matter where we are in the world and no matter what tradition we grew up doing on every December 31st, I believe that there is one common thought on this day, one common wish, and one common hope that we all carry in our minds and hearts. I believe that we all hope and wish for a better year for the next year that starts tomorrow. A year with no hunger, no wars, no mass shootings, no natural disasters, no suffering, no injustice, and no cruelty. These are the no's wishes for the new year. And the yes wishes are for more peace, unity, health, friendships, preservation, compassion, understanding, respect, equality, togetherness, and love. We all wish, hope, and pray for more of all of it to be upon us in the new year. We always start the new year wounded by the negative events that happened this year. But even with all those sad news from 2023, all the injustice, suffering, and unfairness that 2023 brought us, we will remain positive and hopeful. My message here is that no matter what tradition you follow on the last day of every year, live every day as it is the last day of the year. Always wish, pray, hope for a better day tomorrow, no matter what day of the year it is. Be open to new learnings. Do not wait to send your prayers and put your hopes and positive energy out there in the world only on the last day of the year. Do it every single day. I wish you all a wonderful, hopeful, positive, just, peaceful, and compassionate new year. Thank you.
Please rise in body or spirit and sing our opening song here together. We are here together in this holy moment, and we're grateful for the winding road that brought us to this place. We are here together in this holy moment, and we're grateful for the winding road that brought us to this place.
I'd like to start by welcoming the young and young at heart to come forward at this time for a moment of reflection. Thank you. Hello, my name is Travis MacPhee, and my pronouns are he and him and his. And we'll take just a moment of pause while we wait for people to come forward. It's nice there. Thank you. Thanks for coming forward. So today is New Year's Eve. Tomorrow is the beginning of the new year. As we near the transitional point of today, passing into tomorrow, marked on the calendar as the end of one year and the beginning of another, let's pause together to connect to the idea of one more year of learning. Why learning? How is it supportive to connect to life events as opportunities for learning? When I reflect back on my past, if I connect with an open mind and open heart, I may look back in time with curiosity. I can turn to many events in my past and ask myself, what did I learn? This same attitude can be pointed to the future. I can hold a curious perspective as I face new things, as long as I feel them to be in a relatively safe environment for learning. I can look backwards and forwards with eyes, mind, and heart that see, think, and feel one more year of learning. Learning is hopeful and appreciative. It holds the idea that I can receive lessons and meaning from life events. It holds in it a dream of growth, of always changing and transforming, of finding purpose in what is experienced and how it shapes me. Maybe learning is about becoming better able to meet challenges with a loving and open attitude. Maybe learning is about discovering more generous and kind ways to appreciate oneself and one's way of facing all the challenges in life. Maybe learning is about becoming better able to meet enjoyable and desirable things without forgetting our most important values. Maybe life, on some level, is an epic learning event. And this perspective can support us to find meaning in the mystery of life, as mystery is necessary for learning to happen. Whatever learning is about, the mind that looks for lessons to be learned from in life can bring purpose. That is a powerful tool, because purpose can bring us energies of resilience and sustainability. It can keep us going. It can keep us steady and motivated to keep going through challenges and pleasures alike. Now, some things may be too painful to call learning events, and it could be unhealthy to call every wounding event a learning event. That kind of thinking may make us pass too logically and quickly through a space that really asks us to slow down and feel anger, doubt, confusion, or sadness in order to heal. I encourage you to be careful and not dismiss the pain and your emotional reactions to things in trying to learn from them. And a perspective that looks at events and chooses to learn from them can be very supportive when used in balance with giving oneself kindness, space, and carefulness. As we pass one more year of learning, may we all have access to an attitude of kind and loving curiosity in the upcoming year. Maybe we can set that up by taking some time now to silently reflect. I invite you to think about one thing that brought you joy last year and one thing that you found challenging, and see if you can discover what you learned. Thank you so much for reflecting on a year of learning with me. I invite those who are up front to now go back to your seats. I appreciate you being here today, and I hope there is much beneficial and joyful learning this upcoming year for us all.
And now I invite you into the space of responsive reading. The response for the congregation will be shown on the screen. For the year now past and all the hard things I dealt with,
Let me have a loving response.
For the people who graced me with their wisdom,
Let me have a loving response. For the people whose own pain touched me,
let me have a loving response. For the people who blessed me with love and kindness,
let me have a loving response.
For the places I visited with wonder and delight,
Let me have a loving response. For all the lessons I learned, even though hard,
let me have a loving response.
for the moments of alone time and quiet reflection,
let me have a loving response.
For the sounds of laughter and good music,
Let me have a loving response. For disappointments and sorrow,
let me have a loving response.
for good health as well as health challenges,
let me have a loving response.
For the year now past and all the wonderful things that came my way,
Let me have a loving response. For beginnings and endings and all that is in between them,
let me have a loving response. I invite you now to remain seated and sing our meditation song, Gateway. Looking for a window, gateway to my soul. Keep me on this journey till I see it whole. Looking for a window, gateway to my soul. Keep me on this journey till I see it whole. Looking for a window, gateway to my soul. Get me on this journey till I see it whole.
now is the time in our service where we come together to bear witness to those joys and sorrows that are too great for any of us to hold alone. If you have written in our book of joys and sorrows today, please come forward to light a candle as I read your entry. Pamela Osnies is asking for a candle of joy for her mother, who is now 101 and a half years old, and who just recovered from COVID. She would like a second candle to be lit for her joy that she continues to have her MDUUC community of support 10 years after moving from Lafayette to South Dakota. She is so thankful for you all. Maria Hunt would like a candle of joy that their son, Ethan, is home from another week in the hospital, and hope that the DIS will be able to figure out how to help him. The doctors will be able to figure out how to help him. And Tom Taylor says, Happy New Year, and would like a candle lit for that. I'm asking that 2 final candles be lit. The first representing all the joys and sorrows left unspoken and still held in our collective consciousness. And the second, a reminder that we are the justice and caretakers of this one imperfect but precious world. Thank you.
Please remain seated for the singing of There Is a Love. There is a love holding us. There is a love holding all we love. There is a love holding all. We rest in this love. There is a love holding us. There is a love holding all we love. There is a love holding all. We rest in this love.
So as we gather today on this final day of 2023, I don't know about you, but I feel a great weight of the events that have shaped our world over the year. We have seen the displacement of human life in the Ukraine, in Congo, in Sudan, and in Palestine. We continue to bear witness to immigrants at our southern borders fleeing into what they hope will be a potential to live new lives with new opportunities and hope. And we continue to feel the intense pressure to heed the urgent call for environmental justice, advocating for some kind of sustainable practices that support all of us who are greatly affected by the consequences of climate change. And as Wes alluded to, these things can be overwhelming, at least I feel overwhelmed sometimes, and it's hard to get up and hope and want to move forward. Additionally, we still see the struggle for racial justice in our personal and professional and social lives. It seems like every day we are demanded to engage in our duty as Unitarian Universalists to stand in solidarity with marginalized communities across the world, challenging all of those oppressive systems that we know of and striving for some kind of equity and inclusion. And it can feel overwhelming. And these are really just a few examples of the global and local issues that are requiring our engagement and commitment, at least to a sense of peace and justice. And we could stop there and wallow in the overwhelmed feeling, but as Wes kindly reminded us, we don't have to. And so, I thought it would be nice that we not do that collectively, that we gently hold the fact that we still are striving for those peace and justice actions that are greatly needed in our world. But the truth is that this congregation has already participated in so many ways in trying to address at least some of those challenges right here within our own Contra Costa County. So in a moment, Julie is going to play some music for us while several slides cycle on the screens for your viewing. They are an actual summary of the important justice work that this congregation has either directly been involved in or has indirectly supported this year. Some of those things are local. In fact, many of those things are local, and some are on a national level. I think it's important that we recognize that we do strive to live those UU values in the world in which we are part. And at the same time that the slides cycle, I invite us all to take a minute and reflect on one more moment of peace or justice that you will hold for 2024. So I really hope that you sit with all of those things that this congregation has already done, and I hope that you are able to bring one more thing that you hope to do this year in your heart. During the offertory later on in the service, there will be a time for us to symbolize that intention. We welcome you to come to the candle and stone dropping area and either drop a stone or light a candle for that one hope that you hope to bring into 2024. The act of doing that is really not just symbolic. It represents an actual collective commitment to creating a world where peace and justice actually prevail. To find one more moment of peace and justice in our ongoing lives is really to acknowledge that our work is never done. It is a reminder that the pursuit of justice requires continual effort, and that even those small acts can have very large impacts. So together, I hope that we can carry all of these moments with us into the new year, fueling our passion for justice and inspiring all of us to create a better world.
Good morning. I'm Mark Chase. My pronouns are he and him. I'm a member of your board of trustees. New Year's Eve is upon us. There are a variety of traditions that people around the world observe as we ring in the new year. In Colombia, people take empty suitcases and run around the block as fast as they can. The tradition is said to guarantee a new year filled with travel. In Belgium, Flemish farmers wake up early and wish their livestock a happy new year to ensure a good farming year ahead. In Greece, the onion is seen as a symbol of good luck and fertility because they sprout even when no one is paying attention to them. Families hang bundles of onions above their doors on New Year's Eve to invite prosperity into their homes. They also wake their children up on New Year's morning by gently tapping them on the head with one of the onions that hung overnight. The tradition of making resolutions is thought to date back to the Babylonians, more than 4,000 years ago. History shows that they made promises to pay debts or return borrowed objects at the start of the new year. This year, as you are taking stock and making resolutions, I encourage you to make a resolution to permanently pledge some amount to this community. For many of us, this community is a source of light and hope, and even if you start small with a pledge of $5 or $10 weekly, these donations add up over time, and they will help ensure that this church and its mission will continue to thrive in 2024 and beyond. If you are online, you may go to our website, mduuc.org, and click on the yellow Give Now button at the top left corner of the screen. Here in the sanctuary, I invite the ushers to come forth to gratefully accept your offerings. Please join me in the dedication of our offering. The words will be found on the screen. To the work of this community in transforming ourselves and our world, we dedicate ourselves and our offerings.
If you have children, or you've spent time with young children, you know they often say, "One more," or "Do it again," right? Children seem to know it's good to do a fun thing again, and maybe yet again. As we come to the end of a year, we often think about what we want more of in the new year. More of those moments spent with other people is high on my list these days. I know, maybe some of us are introverts and we prefer the company of our own selves. But I bet you can think of at least one person, one time when you were with someone else and you felt the magic of that time together. Maybe you even whispered to yourself, "I'd like to do that again." For me, real connection with another person is the best part of any day that I have. When we spend time with others, it's possible to lift ourselves up from a dark place, let go of some burdens, see things more clearly, or know that we don't walk the path of life all alone. Take a moment now to think of one or two people whose company brings that magic to you. Who will you commit to spending more time with in the new year? Picture those people in your mind's eye right now. I invite you now to stand, rise in body or spirit, and join in singing Circle Around for Freedom. Circle round for freedom, circle round for peace, for all of us imprisoned, circle for release, circle for the planet, circle for each soul, for the children of our children. Keep the circle whole. I have some final thoughts as we leave our service this morning. In the words of Peggy Horton, as the year comes to a close, it is a time for reflection, a time to release old thoughts and beliefs and forgive old hurts. Whatever has happened in the past year, the new year brings fresh beginnings, exciting new experiences, and relationships await. Craig Lounsborough reminds us that the priceless lesson in the new year is that endings birth beginnings, and beginnings birth endings. And in this elegantly choreographed dance of life, neither ever find an end in the other. R. Joseph Hoffman believes that the attraction of a new year is this: the year changes, and in that change, we believe we can change with it. Amal Clooney encourages us to be courageous, challenge orthodoxy, stand up for what you believe in. And I close now with these words excerpted from a poem by John O'Donohue. As this year draws to its end, we give thanks for the gift it brought and how they became inlaid within where neither time nor tide can touch them. We bless this year for all we have learned, for all we loved and lost, and for the quiet way it brought us nearer to our invisible destination. I invite you now to rise in body or spirit and join in the singing of our closing song, Go in Beauty.
As we leave here today, let us together welcome one more year of learning. Let us together commit to one more vow for peace and justice. And let us together embrace one more moment spent together. Thank you.